Hi, this is Linda Helgeson with Sweet Aria Decor.
Hello everybody, welcome, Happy New Year. My name is Linda Helgeson. I am with Sweet Aria Decor. I make wreaths, I make trees, make some centerpieces. So I've been trying to get into having more videos explaining how things are made. That way if people want to try it, they can go ahead. Do not fear the mesh. It is a safe space. Come on in, it'll be okay. All right, so today what we're going to focus on is creating a Valentine's Day wreath. I've gone ahead and already kind of picked out some different products I think I'm going to use on this wreath. We're going to have a Valentine's theme. So we have this really cute sign that says, "Will you be my Valentine?" My Valentine this year, because my husband is now my Valentine in heaven, my Valentine is going to be my soon-to-be 8-year-old daughter, Aria, who thankfully is with her grandparents tonight. That's why I can do the live and have some peace and quiet. So thanks, Mom and Dad. Much appreciated. We are going to be putting this wreath on a pre-built frame. I got this frame from Craft Outlet. It measures 10 inches, so you can see it already has the different attachments here that are going to hold the mesh on. So this is called a work frame, and I like these. These come in either plastic, they come in a metallic as well. You can get a lot of different patterns. Sometimes you can make your own wreath frames using the chenille stems here. But because I have this already, I did not. Also, it's kind of harder to find smaller frames that don't have these attachments on there. I know I've gone to Dollar Tree and I think I've got 14-inch wreath frames from there, and those have worked out well as well. So on future live, I'll show you how to make your own wreath frame, but you can watch tutorials out there for that as well. But this 10-inch frame, it looks small, and you're thinking, how is that little frame going to hold a wide sign that looks like it's probably about 12 inches? It's because once you put the product on, it's going to puff out on either side. So this tiny little 10-inch frame is going to end up probably being about a 20-inch wreath, which is a nice size. Some people want a smaller wreath. I do make some larger ones, but the larger the wreath, the more it's going to cost you to ship. And let me tell you, it's been very expensive to ship wreaths lately. Ship happens. So, okay, we are going to get started here. I think today, the method we're going to use is going to be a ruffle wreath. So in order to do that, we have mesh here that we're going to use. The poof method would use the 21-inch mesh. But because we're going to do ruffle, we're going to have 10-inch mesh. So I'm going with a red. But I also wanted to pick up, you can see there's some pink tones in here as well, and a little bit of white with the Swiss dots. So that's why I went and I selected this mesh, and I believe I got this pink mesh like this. This could have come from Hobby Lobby. I'm not sure, either Hobby Lobby or Craft Outlet. They're both good. So I'm gonna put this mesh back on there. I love this little holder. This is Susie's Triple Stationary Mesh Roller, and it has been a lifesaver. I have not cut my fingers once with the cutting tool by having this, and it's been very helpful. My husband got that for me last year for Christmas, and let me tell you, I have used that. So what we're going to do first, and I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can see more of what I'm doing. Nobody needs to see my chins. Nobody needs to see those. No. All right, so I'm going to put that to the side over there. I take my mesh. This is handy because otherwise when you're trying to cut mesh, you've got it on a roll. If it's a tight roll, then that stuff is going to be really hard to not spring backwards when you're trying to cut it. So it's nice to have something there. I used to just kind of put the scissors down at the end and kind of prayed that it didn't move when I cut it, but sometimes that doesn't work. So I am probably going to cut these at a length of, let's say 12 inch. Well, no, let's be generous here. Let's say 14 inches. So I'm going to measure that out. Okay, math is not my strong suit. I'm not gonna lie. So 4. Okay, so I'm going to cut it on the 4, but I'm going to pull it out to 28. So 28 minus 4 is, let's hope that that 2nd grade homeschooling math helps me. It's 24. Yay! I get some points. I'm happy. Aria would be proud of me if she were here. So I'm going to start cutting these. And actually, you know what I should do? Before I do that, how many do I need? Well, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the inside ring. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on the outside ring. So again, powers of math. 7 plus 5. 12. Yeah, 12. All right, so here we go. So I'm going to have 1 red ruffle and 1 pink ruffle in each gathering. So I will need to have 12 of these, of each one. So there's 1, 28, cut it for 2, 3, 4. And if you don't have a rotary cutting tool, that is fine. You don't have to have one. I didn't get one of these until, you know, probably 2 years ago. It definitely is something beneficial to have. Don't try to use it to cut pizza. It won't work. I'm not saying that I tried it. I'm not saying that I didn't try it. I'm just saying it doesn't work. Okay. Here we go. Oops. A little bit more. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 11 and a half. So that always happens. You need one more. Oh, okay. So then I'm going to go, and I had another spool of that. So let's pull this one down. And now we'll cut this one. Okay, so we should have 12 of each of the reds. So I'm going to bunch these over here. Sit, stay. Speaking of sit and stay, hopefully you don't hear my puppy barking. She's the cutest little puppy. She is 6 months old. She is a Maltese Bichon Frise, so she's a Maltechon. And this dog is so cute, but the bark that comes out of it is so loud and so shrill. And it just, it cuts glass. It cuts glass. It's so loud. But she's really cute. But it drives me freaking insane. Like, I have tried to shower with the puppy in the bathroom with me. She's literally attacking the shower doors. She is going all crazy trying to knock those shower doors down, and they're probably like 18 years old, so she probably could knock those shower doors down. So one of these lives, I will bring her on. She is adorable. Her name is Princess Gigi Vanderbilt Ruffington. But we just call her Gigi because, you know, she likes to keep it real like that. She's like an everyday Meghan Markle kind of. I'm a princess, but don't treat me like one kind of pup. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 more. 7. 8. 9. Can you still see? This is kind of crazy. Let me throw some on the computer. Hi, Faith. Lindsay, girl, I'm going to need your help. Look at my roots. Oh my gosh. I used a box. I know, I wasn't supposed to. I know. I was desperate. Desperate times called for, I shouldn't have. I know. I'm going to need your help. I need to be fixed. Well, not like in that way. I've already been fixed that way. I mean, a different way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I think I need one more. Colin is watching. Colin, you live downstairs in the basement. You don't have to watch on the Facebook Live. You can walk up the stairs. Oh, I love that kid. All right, so I'm going to separate these out. I'm going to put the pink over here on the one side, so you guys can see what the heck's going on. Now I've covered my computer, so if you're talking to me, I can't see you. I'm sorry. I'll get rid of that in a minute. I got some reds. All right, so we're going to take, here we go, remove our sign. I don't want to scratch the surface of the sign, but they're usually good quality. They take a beating sometimes, and they work out well. So here we go. We've got all of our little tines, and you notice we kind of put them all facing the same direction. So there we go. So I'm going to take the first one, and let me come in a little bit closer here on the hands. Put this over here. So I'll try to do it this way, sideways. So stretch it out, and the ends kind of naturally curl up. So I kind of like I'm going to curl the ends over just a little bit, because the mesh can fray, and we don't really want that to happen, but it is something that usually happens no matter what you do. People use wood cutting tools, and it still happens anyway. So I got those ends rolled. I'm going to kind of pinch it here by my fingers. Let's see, going a little bit closer there. I'm going to pinch it with my fingers here, down here. Look at this finger. And I'm going to walk it up. So you see it's bunching it up as I go. And pull it up and pull it up and pull it up. And it looks like a cute little bow tie. Like, hello, I'm fancy. So we're going to take that little bow tie, and I am going to put that. Sometimes I put these in the top row. Sometimes I put them in the bottom row. I think I'm going to start in the top row this time. So I'm just going to set that in there, and then kind of, you don't have to tie it too tightly, just kind of a little gently, just enough to hold it. And then I'm going to go and I'm going to put in a pink one, and I'm going to see if I like doing the combination together of pink with red, or if I decide I want to do like red and then another one with pink and pink. But I don't really want it to look like stripes. I want it to look blended. A little pink bow tie. All right. So you can see, go back out a little bit. Here we go. And I'll put the pink on top of the red. So we have two ruffles in here. I cross it over, wind it together. And you don't have to go too tight, because you're going to have to open up all of these and put your little ribbon in there. If you want to. You don't have to. Not everybody likes ribbon. It's a personal choice. I say whatever makes people happy is what they should do. All right, so that's what it looks like. Let me zoom in a little bit more. You can see the pink on the top, red on the bottom. So let's try one the other way now. Let's put pink on the bottom and red on the top, and maybe we end up doing like an alternating kind of pattern. So here we go. Walking it up, pinch. Well, thank you for spending your Friday evening with me. I know it is a special day today. Yes, it's Friday. Yes, this is the first live of 2021, but that's not why today is special. Today is special, my friends, because for the first time all year, I'm wearing an actual real bra. Like, right? I completely forgot what that felt like, to actually like not be sitting in my own lap, have a little bit of support going on. It's okay. I'm not like married to the idea, you know, it's a bra's a bra. But I figure, you know, hopefully we're going to come out of this COVID stuff soon. And eventually I'm going to have to go back to wearing pants. And I'm not really sure how I feel about that, because I think like pants with like a waistband are overrated. And I think as a society we need to like take it down to a bit more casual kind of feel after all this, you know. Like, I don't know about you, but once things open up and we can go out in public again and do the things we were doing before, I don't want to have to cram myself into a girdle just to go out again. I think the days of trying to pretend that we don't all have fat rolls is over. I have rolls. I have so many rolls that I don't just have rolls. I got a bakery. They're all over. And I'm letting it go. You know? I'm a widow now, so I don't really have to. I don't have to look good for anybody anymore. Just myself. And my husband loved me just the way I was before anyway. But I'm sure everybody would like it if I probably got a little healthier. Well, I'd like it too, but guess what, sunshine? Mama likes donuts. 'Tis what it is. Alright, here I'm going with the red one now. Let's see what we got going here. Oh, it's sticking to itself. Come on, come on! It likes to snag. That's why when I make wreaths, I don't really wear nice clothes. I wear the shirt that has the holes. I wear the yoga pants that has the completely ripped crotch, because anything nice that you put on is going to get snagged with this stuff, and you're going to end up with tiny little holes in your shirts. No, it's okay. It is what it is. Alright, so now I have done the combination where I'm kind of like changing around what I'm doing. So you can see I've got the pink on the red, and then I have the red on the pink. And I think I kind of like that little alternating feel. That way it's not going to be too color blocky. I don't want it where it's like, oh, here's your pink stripe and here's your red stripe. And I like it to really blend naturally. So I think I'm going to continue with that. So here we go. This is the boring part of wreath making, kind of, is really getting the base together. Once you get to this point where you're making the ribbons and the bows, which are fun, but can also be frustrating, but mostly fun. The secret to a good bow is picking the right ribbon and the right wiring in that ribbon. I've worked with some thinner ribbon that did not have great wires, and it kind of drags down the look of the whole thing. So if you have the option to splurge on a nicer quality ribbon, it's not usually that much more, but it's really going to make a difference. If you're going to put in the time and effort to make a wreath, or to buy a wreath that someone's made, you want it to look like it's good quality, and then you want it to hold up. Alrighty, here we go. The last one on the top row. So let's see what we're going to do here. So that was a red on the bottom, pink on the top. So now I'm going to go pink on the bottom, red on the top. Alrighty. My stomach's starting to growl. I'm getting hungry. Not sure. I had health food for lunch at McDonald's. Yeah. I say it's because my daughter wanted McDonald's, and what 8-year-old doesn't want a Happy Meal? But no, it's because Mama wanted McDonald's. Yeah, so Mama's got to do something a little bit healthier for dinner. Maybe I'll just have one donut instead of two. That's healthier, right? That counts. All right, here we go. Stop sticking. All right, here we go. Rolling, rolling, rolling. Get those ruffles rolling. Get those ruffles rolling along. All right. Here we go. Okay. So you can see right now, this is just one row. One row's worth. You can already see that it is measuring roughly 28 minus 12. So this is about 16 inches across. If you wanted a smaller wreath, you don't always have to use the second row here. You could always just go with what you have here if you want something that's not as bulky, not as wide. But I'm going to put on the second row because I like them full. I like them round and full, and no, that's not it. But I figure if I'm going to have a wreath up, I'm going to make it a wreath. We're going to have a little chunky guy. You know? Except the one place I've never put a wreath really is in the bathroom. With the germs and stuff, I'm not really a fan of wreaths in the bathroom, but, you know, to each their own. Surprised I haven't put that in the bathroom. I have put wreaths pretty much everywhere. My poor kids living in the basement. They're adults, but they are surrounded by all my craft crap, and they put up with it, and they don't complain, and they are real troopers, and I love them dearly. All right, come on, get in there. Here we go. It is really nice having this. I'm using a Mevo camera, so this is something that I told my husband that I wanted for Christmas, and he got it for me. And a stand, and I was all excited about it. And then life happened, and things happened, and it, but I always had his support, which was fantastic. And now every time I go live and I use this camera and I use the stand, I feel like he's able to see me and watch what I'm doing, and makes me feel like he's kind of here. So I always have his support, which is lovely. He always supported me. He never complained about how much I spent on craft supplies. And let me tell you, some people are addicted to buying clothes. Some people are addicted to jewelry. Some people blow their money on drugs and alcohol. No. I do it on ribbon. I am a ribbonaholic. When people on craft blogs go to the craft store and they show, here's what's new at Hobby Lobby, or, I call that ribbon porn, because it's just, I really get off on it. I just love looking at, not in that way, but I just love looking at the different patterns and how you can make things match, and different ideas for, things I haven't seen before, or I see something at one store and like, hey, that would look really great with something I saw elsewhere. So it's kind of like the thrill of the hunt too, in a way. It's like, what can I find to put together that's going to look really good? And sometimes I keep them for myself. A lot of times I keep them for myself. But a lot of times I actually do sell them on my Etsy store. So it's on Etsy, it's under Sweet Aria Decor. All one word, Sweet Aria Decor. And then also I have a website called meshtrees.com, and that's where I sell the tomato cage trees. I love making the trees. Actually, that's pretty much what I'm mostly known for. The problem is, if you've tried to ship a wreath, and shipping these things can cost upwards of $40 depending on where you're sending it to. Imagine sending a 36-inch tree that is that tall by like 24 inches wide by 24 inches wide. They don't charge you by the pound. They charge you by the volume. So it's a little bit more pricey, and I have never once shipped a wreath. It is way too expensive, but I'm trying to find a way where I can get around that. That's a top secret project I'm working on. So that's hopefully something that will come about this year, because I really would like to be able to make these trees and share them with more people. Especially because I'm probably not going to be able to do any craft shows if COVID's still around. I don't want to get my family sick. I definitely don't want to get my parents sick. And I don't want to get me sick either. So come on, vaccine. So I don't know. It seems like that's slow going. So I don't know. I'm just hoping for the best. And as long as I can still craft in some way, whether it be on Etsy or custom orders or whatnot, it's been very healing and very cathartic to have something to focus on, because no, I'm not going to bring everybody down talking about that kind of stuff when I'm making a wreath, but it's not been a really great last 2 years for me and the family, but that's all right. Everyone's got to find their passion. That's what I recommend is, life can get really shitty. And if you can find something that makes you happy, even a little bit happy, even if it's something you do just every once in a while, you've got to have that kind of creative outlet. For a while, for me, that creative outlet was called cake. And it kind of is still that way a little bit. Yesterday, I went to the grocery store, and I went out, and I bought myself a pity cake. I bought myself a whole damn cake. From Jewel. And I sit there and I was like, no, I can't do this. I can't do this. I did it. Get the whole thing. And I brought it home and I was all excited to eat it. And then I realized it's still frozen. Because they make them ahead of time. And then they just put them out in the bin at the grocery store. And it was frozen. I was like, man, So I just sat there and I waited as long as I could. I was so patient. I was like a kid at Christmas, just waiting. And eventually I just went ahead and dug in, and there I went and had my cake, and I ate it too. So who says you can't have your cake and eat it too? Marie Antoinette said, let them eat cake. Well, I did. And then I had blue lips from the blue frosting. And I forgot I did that. And I looked in the mirror for a second. And I was like, oh my God, what's wrong with me? What's my oxygen level? Am I sick? No, you just ate something that you shouldn't have probably eaten, Linda. But that's okay. Oh, Lord. And I think I'm one short on the red. So I'm going to have to cut another one. Hey, if there's anyone in this house that can cut one, it's me. Colin, I'm sure you can attest to that. Yeah. I'm a gassy little lassie. That's probably because I drink way too much Diet Coke. My husband drank a lot of Diet Coke as well. And I think now I can't stop. It's too late. Some people are addicted to Dunkin'. They drink their coffee. They have to have it in the morning. No, but I got to have me a Diet Coke. Not first thing in the morning. Can't do that. But, starting around 11 o'clock, I need to have me a little something. All right, so we're almost done. This is the last two ruffles that I have to put on this wreath. Rolling it up. I'm so glad I spent time painting my nails because, they end up all chipped. So I could just put on the fake tips and stuff. But with my luck, I'd get snagged on something and hot glue it to something else. And, I have glued myself to wreaths several times. I would rather sacrifice a shirt than ruin a wreath. The wreaths are like my little mesh babies. They're all cute. They're all unique and individual. They're kind of like Cabbage Patch Kid. Trademark, not mine. But I do like that. Okay, so now I will show you. Here is the wreath. Hello, I'm a wreath. And this one measures. Okay, so I'm going 30 down to, this one is measuring about 31. I mean, if I squeeze in some of the sides here. So this is going to look perfect. Sometimes you can hang the sign right in the middle of the wreath, so it would end up looking like that. Sometimes it goes off to the side. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do here. I was thinking I probably am going to do a little bit offset, and then I was going to do maybe a cluster of 3 bows. So one here, and then kind of one up there. And then I do have some embellishments. Oh, there's my dog barking. Once she stops, she won't stop. I mean, when she starts, she won't stop. She's insistent. Yes. She is definitely sure of her needs. Okay, so I'm going to put this over here. All right, I'm going to go toss this. It's a hat. No, it's not a hat. It is not a hat. I'm just going to set this down on the ground. And then now we are going to look at making a bow. So I have some pipe cleaners here. I've got 3 that I did not manage to toss on the floor by accident. So I have those. That's going to be what I use to secure. But I have my handy dandy for the bows Easy Bow Maker. I love this because I can make bows that don't have really, really tight loops, and it goes really quickly. Gigi, hush. Hush, dog. Hush, puppy. All right. So the ribbons that I've selected that I think will go well are this red one. And then this is a red and white pattern. It looks a little pinkish, but that's because there's a plastic coating that I got to take off. And then I've got some 1.5 inch ribbons here. So these are, I think these are 2.5 inch. This is 1.5 inch. I like to kind of mix it up and usually have 2 of the larger ones, 2 of the smaller ones. Sometimes if it's a larger wreath, you can get away with having 4-inch ribbon, like as the base of it. But I think for something this size, we're going to go a little smaller. So I'm going to start, I think, by putting this one on the bottom. So our red and white. And I have a garbage box down here. Don't think that I'm just throwing garbage on the floor. That goes against everything I am as a mom. Garbage does not go on the floor. All right. Now, some people wait and cut their ribbon tails all at the end. I got to do it like, I have to do it right at the beginning because I'll forget and then I'll like take pictures and I'll be like, oh crap, I didn't do that. So what I do is I take the ribbon, fold it in half, right? I got the wires up here at the top and the folded edge down at the bottom. And then I will start here and kind of cut out. You can see that? So I'm going a little bit more. There we go. So it kind of looks like this. And then when you undo it, oh, ta-da! It's a magical little V shape. It's a cute little way to end some of your ribbons. You don't have to do this. Sometimes people leave the ends flat and then they'll just roll them up. But I like to do this. So now on this wreath, these are not going to be huge bows. I'm going to do 3 small ribbon clusters. Because I think that would probably look best. So I put this out, move this over so you can see. Kind of come in a little bit closer on the hands. All right. So put this down here. And there's measurements here that are written. It goes from 1 to 8 inches. I think I'm going to make these like, I'll probably put this tail going a little bit past 6. So this is pattern up. And then you twist it. The key to making bows is the twist. Come on, baby. Let's do the twist. It's Chubby Linda. So then we've got, see the unprinted side. And we're going to pick it up. And then we'll feed it in between here, right? And then this way we can say, okay, how big do I really want this to be? So I think this probably is going to go to the 6-inch side. Once every layer of ribbon you put on is going to get progressively smaller when you get toward the inside. So what I'm doing now is, again, twisting it, doing a real tight twist. Ah, what are you doing to me, girl? Stop. Stop. All right. And lay this flat. So you can see we got this nice pretty loop here. Then it's turned over nice and flat again. Here's the unprinted side. And then go back over again. Okay, that was 6 inches. All right, now I'm going to twist it again. All right, put it through again. All right, going back to 6 inches again. Flip this around. And another 6. All right. So I think 4 loops is enough for the base for these, because I have to make 3 of these actually. So this might end up being a little bit too big, but I love a good bow. I love a good bow. I can't help it. The bigger the bow, the better. All right. So then I'm going to take the end of this and I'm going to cut it roughly at about 6 inches here. Zoop. All right. I'm going to bend it together again so the 2 wired ends are there. Angle it. Slice. There we go. Okay, then I kind of pull it around and you can sort of get a feel in a second. I'll show you for... This is the bottom layer. Now we're going to add some more layers onto this bow so it gets progressively larger. I don't know if it'll let you see, but here we go. Kind of looks like that. There we go. All right. Now I'm going to figure out if we just put another, I think I'm going to go for another 2.5 inch ribbon, and then I'll put a 1.5 inch on the top. All right, so let me find, I like to pin my ribbon. I didn't used to do this. I used to just kind of like let it hang there like all, you know, like flaccid and stuff, kind of just like blowing in the wind. And then the more ribbon I would put on top of stuff would start unrolling, and it ended up making a big mess. So I'm very careful, though, with the pins because I have a small child. Well, okay, she's 8, but sometimes she acts like she's like 3. And Colin, you know I'm telling the truth on that. They get into stuff, but now that I have a puppy, I got to make absolutely sure that they don't get into that kind of thing. I did have a wonderful dog named Dexter, and he years ago he ate a push pin, and he did not survive that. So I'm very leery about sharp things and what animals can get into. All right, so this one I made 5 inches out there, so I think this one will probably come into, let me see, it's about 5. I'm going to twist it again. So you see I've got that nice twist. Come in again. Let me see. Yeah, that looks about 5. Gosh, I'm really hungry. Man. Sorry, it's like all I can think about. That and those candy conversation hearts. I know people either love them or hate them. I absolutely loved those little Brock's conversation hearts, not the tart ones. No. No, the ones that are basically really, really sweet and like all sugar that I'm sure all dentists recommend. Yeah, and yeah, I don't eat those anymore. I love them, but I'm missing 3 teeth on the bottom of my mouth, and they're to blame. Kept breaking teeth on them, so that's, yeah. Sorry. Now everyone's going to zoom in and start looking at my mouth on the bottom. Yeah. Oh, you can get an implant, they said. We'll just pull them and get implants. Oh, we're sorry. You don't actually have enough bone there. Thanks. Might have been helpful to know that before you took my teeth out, but that's okay. All right. So now you can see that it looks like, with the second layer, looks like that. We're getting there. Now I think I am going to go with, so I have a printed pink or I have a solid red. I think I might go with, I want to end up with this in the center because this is the last ribbon, because this, I don't have any more of this unfortunately, but this is a complete match for the sign. So I know you don't have to all be matchy-matchy. I like to be matchy-matchy. All right, let's go red. Why not? Okay, you go right over there, Mr. Pin. You stay there. You don't move. And we won't have any problems. All right. Cut my tail. Look, it's a V. It's a V for Valentine. No, it's just because I cut it that way. Not everything has to have meaning, Linda. All right, and then this is going to come in at 4 inches. Maybe more like a, yeah, I think a 4 inch is good. And then what I'll do after we do this is I want to hold it up and kind of see, based on the size of the wreath, is this too big? Do I want to make 2 smaller bows? Do I want to just have the 1 bow and just put that like toward the center, and then I can just put ribbon tails around the rest of it? Kind of playing it by ear. I don't really have much of a solid plan, which is not like me because I am like a serious planner. Like, if you've ever gone on vacation with me, I like plan like bathroom breaks. Like, hey, we're going to Disney. And then, you know, after we go here, we're going to go to the Pirates of the Caribbean and the Enchanted Pee-Pee Room. And I plan out the breaks just like that. Doesn't mean it happens that way. But, all right. So we got that. And now I'm going to add not that much in the center of the ribbon. I'm going to do 1 loop. So I'm going to put that there. Turn one over. And this is going to be a bit smaller because this is going to be kind of like a sweet center, if you can think of it that way. Kind of like the center of a really pretty petaled flower. I don't want it to be a full big loop either, because then you'll end up seeing the back of the, you'll see the back of the canvas that's not printed. We don't want that. Okay, cut this here. Ooh, sharp scissors. I will tell you, all scissors are not created equal. These are Fiskars, and I love my Fiskars, and I bought some generic Fiskar knockoffs from Amazon, And I like them, and they work, but they do not work as good as the Fiskars. So this is not a plug. I am not getting paid any promotional money to tout these products. I'm just saying, you know, spend the extra $2-3 and get something that's going to actually really work well. Okay, so now I'll take the ribbons off of here. There you go. So this is what it looks like. I don't have anything wrapped around it though, so right now it's just sitting here between these two pegs. So I am going to take one of these little pretty chenille stems. They're so soft. Do you remember back in like the 70s and 80s, these were just called pipe cleaners. Now they're like, upgrade, we need to call them chenille stems. It's a pipe cleaner. All right, so I'm kind of putting this down between these, pulling it up. Whoops, no, going back down. Pulling up the rest of it. Make sure I've got the whole thing. All right, then I'm going to flip it over. I can push down a little bit. And I'm going to tighten it up. And then I'm going to do a little twist and shout. All right. So then I have the bow. And then I'm going to separate these out again. I'm kind of pulling them around. And I'm not the best bow maker. There's a lot better ones out there. But I know sometimes people struggle with this, so I would say just practicing is probably the biggest piece of advice I have. Just practice, try different methods. Sometimes maybe you find you're pulling your bows, the loops are too small, sometimes they're too big, sometimes they're just right. Goldilocks bows. All right, let me see what this looks like. Let's see. All right. I kind of want that to go that way. What are you doing? What are you doing, Linda? Come on. Get it together, woman. Get it together. All right. Here we go. So this is what that ribbon looks like. Let me see if you can go back out. This is the ribbon. The little bow. Looks cute. I like it. A little much. Yeah. All right, so I am going to place this now over here, and let's take a look. I don't want to put my sign on yet, so I'm just going to kind of hold this up, kind of get a feel for what this could potentially look like. So that's pretty big. That's pretty big. I think what I'm going to do is put this bow up at the top, and then I will hang the sign in the center, because otherwise I think it's going to be a little too big, a little too wide. Or maybe. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me take a look. Where's the sign? All right. Oops. Linda, what are you doing? Stop touching. All right, there we go. Okay, so I got that. 1, 2, 3. I guess I could, you know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna make 2 more of these because life is short. Why not? All right, I'm gonna make them faster though. I'm not gonna be as chatty. Here we go, real quick. All right. Here we go. Linda, throw down. We are doing it's a bow emergency. How fast can I make it? Ooh, I almost cut my hand there. Yeah, let's slow down on the speed there, lady, and like not cut your finger off, huh? That would not be pleasant. And I think all I have are Disney Princess Band-Aids, so that wouldn't work for me either. All right. Flipping it over. I probably should have had these pre-made instead of making you guys watch me, but then you get less of an experience of me, and quite frankly, that would probably be more pleasant for you as well to have less of me too. Very few people can tolerate me. My parents, like, my daughter doesn't tolerate me at all anymore lately, the youngest one. The oldest one is a deer. The 8-year-old, I'm not her friend lately. I mean, I made her pick up her mess. I know. It's just tragic. It's just tragic. All right. Go to this one. Here we go. A little bit. All right. Cut it again. So if you don't want to have to actually make one of your own wreaths, you can reach out. There are a lot of sellers on Etsy that that love to do custom work, present company included. But you know, you can go to Michael's and they've got wreaths and stuff there. But first of all, they always seem to be pretty thin, right? And they're not unique. They're mass produced, which is, you know, their purpose. But my philosophy is, if you're going to put something in your home, you really should have it be something that unique, something people are not going to see other places, and something that really just feels like you. So that's why sometimes custom work is good to request, because you have, you know, a certain space you want it to fit in, you've got a sign you want to put on there, you know, that kind of stuff. You might want it for a sports team. I actually made one of these tomato cage trees about a year ago, and it was a Chicago Bears theme, and that went over really well. So it's always nice to do things, and they make really nice gifts as well. And this is a shameless plug. Oh yeah, but why not? Life is short. I might as well do as much work on these as I can before I have to go back to work. I have been unemployed since August, but I guess everything happened for a reason, because I was able to help with remote schooling with my daughter, and then my husband was going through chemo, and then the chemotherapy made him worse, but it was the last shot, so we took it, and all I can say is that he was able to pass away without being in pain, and for that I am eternally grateful. You know, it's been really tough, but it's just been a very unique learning experience on just how to appreciate life a little bit more, I guess. And you know, I used to believe in the saying, everything happens for a reason. Well, after watching what happened to my husband, I no longer believe that, because there was no possible reason why that should have happened. But there is the ability for us to say, okay, well, what is something positive that we can take away from this? And for me, that was just learning how strong his kids and I and the rest of the family could be. And sometimes strength surprises you. It doesn't mean that you're strong every day. You know, yesterday was a bad day for me. It was a really bad day for me. But got through it. Thanks to the help of everyone in this house, and especially the help of my daughter's fiance, Joe, and Mackenzie's partner, Jack. And it's just, you know, you learn who you can lean on, and they are infinitely great people, and I am blessed to have them all in my life. So that is what we take away from life. I'm not trying to be a downer. Just trying to impart some mama wisdom forward as someone who has just gone through something kind of crappy. You know, life is short. If there's something you want to do, like, don't freaking wait. Don't wait. Just do it. You know, Mike wanted to go to Hawaii. Well, we never got there, but you know what? I'll be taking the kids. You know, I couldn't get him there, but we're going to get there for him. So, you know, just wish he would have been able to go with us. But, you know, COVID and everything kind of delayed what was going to happen over the last summer. You know, but we had such good concerts we're going to see, man. I still have tickets, and it's all rescheduled for, it was going to be like the summer of 2006 revisited, like Blink-182 and Fall Out Boy and Weezer and Green Day, and then my personal favorite, My Chemical Romance. Yes, I went through a phase, okay, back in the early 2000s. I had an emo phase when I was 33. Okay, I'm not ashamed to admit it. I had a lot of feelings. I dealt with it, but I really identified with the music from that time, and I loved it. It was awesome. I also learned that temporary red wash-in foam color for your hair is not temporary. And that if you like it, if you don't like it, you should not put black dye over that hair, because that will not look good either, and that takes forever. And then you have to cut your hair really short to get the rest of it off. And I'm just lucky that Mike stayed with me during that time, because I had a really awkward phase. Like, imagine like a 13-year-old with that awkward phase, but at the time I was like 35. So that was not my best moments in terms of style. But the music was kick-ass. So now I'm going to be taking Aria to these concerts. Like, what 8-year-old doesn't want to go to like a pop punk concert, right? You know, especially one that hates loud noises. Oh, poor kid. Well, she's going whether she likes it or not. Some family traditions have to be continued. Okay, so here's the second one. All right, and then I think I'm going to switch it up a little bit for the third one. A little bit, because I've got this ribbon that I want to use too. So I'm going to start with my red as the base. Put it in here. Oh my gosh, it's been 53 minutes already. I am sorry. I'm trying to go as fast as I can. I know it's live, so you can't fast forward. I would want to fast forward me right now. All right, here we go. So I'm really hoping we do get to go to those concerts coming up this summer, even though I'm not sure that they're still going to have them. But I'm just keeping the tickets, and they have it when they have it. I was supposed to take my mom to see Reba McEntire, and we have 5th row, and I got her those tickets like 2 Christmases ago. So I don't care when they have it. We're going. I think hers is rescheduled for August. Not a huge... I like Reba McEntire. I've seen her in concert before. I'm not a huge country fan, but I am a big fan of my mom. So I want to make sure that she gets to see her, and we get to do some fun stuff. I took her to see Tim McGraw and Faith Hill a couple of years ago, and we had just the best time. My mom is the best. I really hit the jackpot when it came to mamas. She's probably dealing with my young daughter right now, maybe thinking that tonight was not such a hot idea. Aria was not in a good mood. Sweet Aria was not being sweet when she left. But that's okay. She's been through a lot. But she's also a little shit. So she gets away with a lot. Way too much. But she's cute. It's like a puppy, you know? They're cute, so that's why they get away with a lot of stuff. All right, come on. I want to be done with this. Boy, trying to do a live this late at night, like, it is 7 o'clock, man, almost here. It's like, now I understand why older people will, like, watch Wheel of Fortune and then, like, put on CBS and go to bed really early. I'm very tired. You know, and I'm in my way late 40s, like, dang late. I don't know, I'm just tired easier. It could also be the Xanax, too. I don't know. It's probably. I gotta tell you, though, I've been helped a lot lately by modern chemicals in terms of assisting with issues. I had terrible anxiety, especially when I was working. I had very terrible anxiety, constant feeling in the chest, and my heart was racing, pounding, and Boy, Xanax really helped kick that in the butt. That's great stuff. Sign me up. Well, I guess I did sign up. Keep me signed up. No, it made a big difference. It helps. When used properly as advised by your doctor. I actually use less of it than they prescribed for me, so. All right, I think we are now going to try this pink. I love this pink. My very formal tape. Yeah. All right, cut the end of this one. And then once we get these ribbons on, all we have to do then is cut some ribbon tails to kind of poke in there. So I'm going to put the bows on the wreath. And then we can try to get the sign on, and then we'll be able to see where there's some holes. And then we put some tails in there, and I also have some jute tubing, which is awesome, and I will show you what that looks like in a little bit. There's a difference between the metallic and the jute. I used to be a big fan of the metallic jute. Metallica! Enter Wreath Man. Yeah! But lately I like more of the jute. I think it's more of a natural feeling fabric. I wouldn't call it fabric. It's more of a natural feeling. I like it. Here we go. But it's fun. All right. So I got that pinky. Come on, little pinky dinky, get in there. I used this ribbon on. I made my daughter a wreath for her room. Her signature colors are hot pink, black, and white. Not that she picked it, but because I picked it. And it kind of just happens to match the business. So, Aria came first. The business came later. Sort of. All right. Almost done here with the bows. Here we go. Last bow. Put the little last loop on. Cute. There we go. All right. We are cooking with gas. Is that gas? Yeah, it was me. I had too much Coke today. All right. Here we go. Okay. Alrighty. I've got the chenille stem. I always thought that'd be kind of a funny name. If I ever go to a craft conference and I have to check in like under like a pseudonym, it'd be like, what's your name? Chenille Stem. Yeah. All right, so I flipped it over, and I'm going to make this tight, and then I'm going to flip it. The tighter you can make this, that really helps the ribbons on the bow kind of like really pop up and kind of come alive. Once I get all these ribbons on as well, the bow is attached, I'll go through and kind of show you what I do with the ribbon. It's called like working the wire. That helps really give it a nice like full loopy finish, and it helps like the bottom of your bows kind of curl under. Something I just realized I should have been doing all along. So let's take a look at what we got going here. There. All right, I think we're good. Uh-oh, no. You need to go that way. You need to go that way. I don't want to have all the same colors in there. I want it to look kind of like how it should alternate. Like you can see like here, it's like, oh, red and white, and then the red and pink, and then red and white, and then red and pink underneath that. Just to alternate it. Give each pattern its fair share to be seen. Okay, so I'm going to put the Easy Bow Maker away. We are going to get this. Anna, my sister-in-law. Anna, hi. I miss you. I love you. Maureen, no cooking with gas. That is funny. Oh, Maureen, I miss you. We need to go out to lunch one of these days. All right, I'll put that down there. All right, so now... Remember me? Hello. Here's our wreath again. All right, I think I'm going to put the sign on first. So how I do this is I get out a zip tie. Zip ties, usable as more than just handcuffs. So we want to take this. I'm going to kind of probably center it kind of over here on the side. So I'll loop it through. Sometimes you can actually undo the tie here and kind of wind it in there, but that puts a lot of strain and stress on it. So I like to have the sign go in just kind of by itself. So I got a zip tie, and I am going to, I don't know if you can see it. I'll show you when I've got it done. I feed it in through the mesh, and then I will attach it. Let's go this way. I'll attach it to the actual wireframe itself. And it'll be easier for me to show you once I've got this started, kind of how I'm going to do this. All right, I'm going to flip this over. Where are you going? Where are you going, girl? All right. So, of course, now my fingers aren't working. Get back. You know, this is much easier than I'm making it look right now. Yeah, pay no attention to the idiot behind the wreath. All right. Kind of feeding it through, and it's kind of coming through on the metallic part of the form. It's always when someone's watching you that you always mess up. It's like when you're trying to type and like someone's watching you, like you're standing over your shoulder, and you can be the best typist in the world, but they start watching you, and you're like, it's like you've, what? Keyboard? Me click. Me no know how to type. All right. Yes. Why don't you hands to yourself, please? All right. So this is kind of where I have put this sign. And I don't like it. I'm going to redo it, guys. Bear with me. Bear with me. Yeah, I shouldn't have done that on the outside. All right. Rewind. Like in Hamilton. Rewind that. Here we go. All right. I'm going to put it in probably right through here. There we go. I think that's going to look better. And it's hard to show you on this angle. I probably should have put it. I have a wreath stander that I can usually put things on. And I will put that on here in just a second. I will probably have to adjust, though, how I have the camera angled. All right. Seriously, hands to yourself, man. All right. So you can see I've got it there. What I'm going to do is pull the ruffle kind of around to the front. Oh, you're not going to cooperate, are you? No? 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 Thanks. All right. So you can see now we've got the ruffle got it here, and we've got the sign. Finally, took forever. All right. Here's the back view. Zoom in and show you kind of what I did here. So it is brought through the metal and kind of attached onto here. This gives it a little bit of give, but I did it right before this, I guess this bar that goes across all of them, because that keeps it from sliding down. Because you don't want it to end up, you put on all the work and then you stand it up and things start sliding around. It's kind of like when you're like, you got on Spanx and you're standing up and you look all skinny, right? And like no bumps, no lumps, you're looking great, right? And then like you go to sit down in a chair and it's like, whoa. It's like a buffet because there's a massive spread. Yeah. All right. So this is how it looks right now. Go back to the outside. Will you be my Valentine? So I'm going to take this first bow. See how I have the chenille stem in the back? So we're going to kind of see where this one should go. It's just going to look like 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so this looks like about right. So I'm going to put this, I don't want to put it directly on that shorter one because then it's going to hang over the sign. So we don't want to do that. I'm going to kind of put this between. So I'm going to go between the mesh and kind of see if I can get that over here. Sometimes people will actually weave their chenille stems through the mesh. I don't really like to do that, but I have done it once or twice. I'm not ashamed to admit, to play never have I ever. Never have I ever tried to push my chenille stem through the mesh. Take a drink. All right. Now, what I've done here is I've put it through the top and the bottom. But then when I look at it, it makes the bow angle upwards. So we don't want to see that. So I am going to get out. All right. I'm going to adjust the camera. So, well, yeah, okay, hold on a second. Bear with me. Bear with me. How's that? How's that? Oh, purdy, purdy. Okay. I'm going to hang it on here. So this is the wreath hanger. All right. Oh, no, that would help. Go this way. Yeah. Look, I didn't say I was smart, huh? All right, so, I'm gonna come around the front here. Not really a fan. Not really a fan right now of where I have it placed. I think it needs to come over. Okay, that looks better. A bit more that way. A bit more down. So there we go. That is perfect. It should be centered. I don't want it to hang too low. I don't want it to hang too high. So I want to kind of have it centered. So then this, I think I want to put a little bit higher up so it can go here. Yeah. Let's try it, shall we? Yeah. Good job, Linda. I was almost attaching it to the actual hook that was holding the wreath onto the rack. All right, you know what? The wreath rack ain't working for me no more. Not with doing the live, so I'm gonna. Thank you. Do you like it? Do I have a nice rack? Huh? Nice rack? Yeah. All right. Let me angle it back down a bit more. You guys can probably see better then. Here we go. All righty. Here we go. Sorry about that. I'm kind of new at this. Be gentle with me. All right. So this is a pretty good spot. I've put my chenille stem through over the front. It's coming around the back. Pull it around the back. And then you grab the two ends and you just twist them together. Okay. Let's see on the back, I've kind of just twisted it there. Then some people snip it. I like to just make sure that my ends aren't going to come off. And I also want the option to, maybe in the future, I might want to move it. So I'm just going to take the ends of that chenille stem, wrap it around the back. And they're nice and soft, so they're not going to be sharp. They're not sticking out. But make sure it's kind of nice and tight. All right. And then I can play with, fluffing things out and everything as soon as I get this out there. Get this done. So then my next one, especially ribbon, keep your hands to yourself or I'm going to put you in a timeout. All right, the next one probably looks like it would go good here. So I am going to put that through here. Down through the other side. Here we go, here we go. All right. Get my little fingers underneath here. Ouch. Boy, you end up with a lot of hangnails. Kind of hurts. All right. Winding it around. Wrapping it around. Oh, come on. Sometimes wreath making is trial and error. You put it together and you think you're going to have an idea for how you're going to want it to look. And then you try to put it into practice and it didn't look so great. So don't be afraid to go through this and make mistakes because, you know, it happens. How else do you learn in life, right? You know, it's just all about taking your experience in life and just going with it. You learn. You do what you got to do. You know what? So here's what it looks like right now. I kind of wish that that were up a little higher. So if I tilt that way. All right. Well, that looks okay, but I feel like this one might be a little low. Maybe. Because if I put this bottom one in here, it's going to look a little too low. So I want to move this one over a bit. So I'm going to undo this one. See? And I was just telling you guys about don't be afraid to make mistakes. Well, guess what? I've been doing this for 5 years and it's still a little bit of trial and error, guys. Except now I made it so tight that I can't get it off. Where did I wrap it? Here we go. Here we go. It also doesn't help that I'm old and going blind. My eyes are not what they used to be. Okay, let's move this one up a bit. I think we can probably go over here, come through here. All right. Lord. No, this way. You know, I probably should have put the sign on last. What the heck, Linda? Driving me nuts. Yeah, I am driving myself nuts today. That's okay, though. I think, in general, in life, we all have to stop being so hard on ourselves. And on each other, but mostly on ourselves. It's like if you're not perfect the first time out with things, we get angry at ourselves. And my husband was always a laid-back guy. And so I was like, it's no big deal. What's the worst that happens if this is the case? Or what's the worst that happens if that's the case? And it's something that has stuck with me. And many a lesson learned from a very intelligent guy who went through a lot himself in life. So I'm going to keep that part of him with me. Where'd you go? All right. Yeah. All right, I'm going to wrap this one around, and then I'll get that third one in real quick, and then I'll show you how we're going to finish this thing up, and then we be done. All right. Flip it. That is looking good, looking better. Next time, I will do most of the ribbons ahead of time. Not that I'm not a pure joy to be around, but... Okay, and this last one is going to go right down here. Yep, so I'm going to put that one in. Oh boy. Probably. Let's see if that goes here. Sorry. I should have probably stood up for this, but I have spondylosis, so my back is not the best. I would like that to be a little lower. Okay, so maybe I start through here. Again, it's trial and error. When you're trying to put these signs on a smaller wreath, it doesn't always look the best where you think it's gonna go. So you just play around. The mesh is pretty forgiving. It bounces back. The mesh is like your mom. You know, you can be mean to it. You can talk back to it. You can squish it down. But it's still going to love you. And it's still going to accept you and bounce back. All right. Ouch. All right, so let's take a look. Let's hold this baby up. Again, will you stop? You are a little troublemaker ribbon. You're in timeout. Okay, so you can see it's basically we've got kind of one at the 12, the 9, and the 6 position here. There we go. Perfect. That looks good. So now what we want to do is fill in these other spots here. There's nothing down here. There's nothing over here. There's nothing over here. So we want to cut some ribbon tails. So how we do that is... Sit down there, baby. Well, you don't do that. So this is called Pro Bow the Hand. This is a ribbon making tool. I actually use it a lot just to cut my ribbon to right lengths. So I like to cut my tails at 14 inches. So that measures from spot D to spot D. And then I wrap it around. So I don't want to have to sit there and measure 14 inches and then cut, and 14 inches and then cut. That's a pain. Ain't nobody got time for that. So, 1. I hold it there, I wrap it around. They sell boards too, individual boards that you can wrap things around. I probably should get one of those, but I just have gone with these. So I'm just going to cut a bunch of these. Normally I would take the time to count, but life is short and I've already wasted enough of everyone's time tonight. So let's just get this done. So I cut down like that. Pull it off the peg. Snip it. Fold it up. Run it through the hole. Snip it. All right, then I bend them all at once because I got my nice fiskers that can handle this. And I dovetail them all at once. So this goes pretty quick. When I started doing this, I would literally cut them like one by one. I don't know what I was thinking. It was a little too precise. You can always go back and fix it if it doesn't look perfect. What does look perfect in life? Not much. Not much. You know who always looks perfect? Jennifer Garner. I love her. Like, she can be wearing no makeup and she shows herself in the kitchen and it doesn't matter. It's not what she looks like. She's just perfect. I like her. And she was a band geek too. So that's how you can tell that she was good people. Because she's in the band. All right, so I cut that one. Let me cut this other ribbon. And then I'll cut an assortment of the 1.5 inchers. And come on. Yeah, let's go. Come on, here we go. Eh, 8, good enough. Yeah, 8's good enough. I don't want to go crazy. Let's not cut too much. So I was thinking one of these times I'll do like a a wine and wreathing kind of thing. Except I don't drink wine. I'm a hard liquor gal. Like me some Malibu. It's not like hard liquor. It's not like, you know, bourbon and that kind of stuff. But boy, I tell you, one of the best drinks I ever had was in Louisville. And it was Bourbon Trace. It's called Bourbon Cream. Buffalo Trace Bourbon Cream. And then you put it with root beer, and it tastes just like a root beer float. Oh my gosh. I was like flying after 2 of those. It's very, very good. I've made it at home since. And I have, they do make like a generic version of it too. And they actually, it's not kept with the bourbon. It's kept with like the cordials and stuff. But it's very good. But just like, be careful and watch yourself, because you can have a little too much of that stuff. All right. Make my little ribbon pile over here. Now I'm going to cut what I've got left. This is my last remaining little bits of my favorite ribbon. So I'm going to have to be very strategic about where I put this in the wreath. Perfect. I have enough for 2 tails. Yay. Just enough. That makes me happy. So I'll be very selective with where this goes. I'm going to pair up a 2.5 inch with a 1.5 inch. That's just how I like to do it. That gives it enough room to breathe. I think if you put 2 2.5s together, sometimes it makes it look a little too squished. Uh-oh. My computer timed out, so I can't see if anybody's chatting. I can't see. Hang on, I'm coming back. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see if that works. All right. Oh, my computer battery died. That's the one thing I didn't have plugged in. Ugh. Not great battery life. All right, so if you're messaging anything, I can't see you. But I'll look at it later, I promise. I want you all to feel validated, like parking. All right. Get this done. And then I will show you that infamous tubing that I was talking about. That stuff cuts really quick. I don't even really measure that so much. I just kind of eyeball it because I always cut it about the same. It's usually, I think, about 20 inches. All right, and then this is the last one I got to cut. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. I used to always put ribbon tails behind the bows. And sometimes I still will squeeze ones in there, but usually the bow is full enough, and it ends up being a waste of material because you're stacking material on top of material, and unless you can really see it, there's no point. And then it makes it too tall. So, almost done. Hang in there. We're getting there. We're getting there. All right. Dovetail these babies. I actually started saving all my little dovetail scraps in a little plastic bin that you can see through. And it's kind of interesting to be able to watch the seasons as I go through. I was like, oh, there's Halloween. And then then there was Thanksgiving, then Christmas. And it's kind of a fun thing to do if you wreath a lot. Nice little reminders, and you get to go back and kind of look at your little scraps. And it's just happy little memories. All right. Come here, Amazon box. You get to be my garbage can for today. All right. Get that. Sorry, I just want to make sure I put my pins somewhere safe. I ordered a pin cushion from Amazon, a magnetic one, but it has not yet arrived, so I wait. All right. Now I'm going to put my Pro Bow back over there. All righty. Oops. All righty. Hey there. Come back in. Okay. I'm going to put this stuff to the side. I may not even use embellishments. So here comes the wreath again. Oh, wait. No, tubing. Okay, so this is what it's called. jute tubing. Now there's a metallic version of it that has like little slivers of metal, and it's shinier if that's what you're going for. We have that. This is more of a jute though. It's just a bit more matte, and I like working with this. The metallic is nice, but it does crush a little bit more easily. The jute really really retains its shape a lot better. So I usually cut it probably at about, I'd say 24 inches. And then if it ends up looking too long, you can change that. But I like big thick loops. And I'm going to cut, I like to put one of these in the center of every ribbon cluster that I have. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And again, this, I don't usually end up finding this at the craft store. I generally have to get this at a online craft supply. Like, I know there's Deco Exchange. There's also Craft Outlet. So I'm going to do some pink, and I got some red. So I'm going to do that too. Sorry, I know that was really loud. Where's the end? Where's the end? All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I think I should have probably 12. So if I do feel like I want to put one on each one, I can. All right. So jute stuff over here, ribbons over here. And again, a wreath. And I will fluff the bows when we're done. So I want to start by taking some of the empty spots, like right here. I'm going to zoom in. It's like right here. There's some empty spots. So I'm gonna, actually I'm probably gonna go like right here underneath the sign. I'm gonna start there. I'm gonna untwist this. I'm gonna pick 2 ribbons that I think coordinate pretty well together. I want to make sure that I've got a red mixed with the pink to kind of follow that theme. All right, then what I do is, I'll put that over here. I'll take the ribbon and you lay it down, fold it in half, and it creates a crease. And the reason you want that crease is because that's where you're going to pinch this. So I'm going to pinch it right in the middle. You can see that's nice and pinched again, like a little bow tie. And that's going to go right into between I opened this up again, and I put the ribbons in there. And now I am going to grab a red tubing. I'm going to take it like this. So you make make like the little fish, right? And then you just bring the middle in. So it ends up, you pinch it together, and it looks like that. And you put that in the middle, put that around there, twist it a few times, and then here we go. So you always want to make an X with it. You can see here that it's the red here and the red here, and then diagonally is like the pink and pink. So I like to take my fingers, put it down here at the bottom of the ribbon. So you grab the wires in your fingers and just kind of like pull up. And you can see then it makes it curl. It makes it go in. Otherwise, sometimes it can lay flat and look a little weird. So it's called like working the ribbon, I've heard it called. So I like to do that. And most of this particular one probably isn't going to poke out from behind the sign, but I wanted to have a little bit there. Because I don't want it to look naked, you know. I may or may not put one there. We'll see. But I'm going to start going through here, going around the wreath and just kind of putting in the same kind of patterns, grabbing what I think would work. Okay, doesn't always have to be the same pattern. Sometimes it's you use ribbon A and C and ribbon B and D. Or sometimes you can just kind of keep mixing it up. It's really whatever you think is going to work best for you. Fold it, grab it, pinch it, toss it in. I'll show you when it gets a little bit, when I get out from behind the sign. It'd be kind of hard to show it right now. All right. Get you guys out. Fluff that up and in. And there it goes. All right. sign won't move around as much once it's actually standing up. That and pink, and I think because we've got that pattern, I think this is one of the spots where I am going to use one of my highly coveted Argyle patterned ribbons. That's the name of it. I couldn't remember the name of it. Argyle. That's the print. I like that a lot. Oh, except I didn't cut the end of that one. Linda, what are you doing, woman? Now I cut it the wrong way. See, this is what happens when I don't get cake by a certain time of night. I'm like, what is going on? I think it's also why I'm fat, but I'm like really not sure. No, that is why you're fat, Linda. But that's okay. Fat and happy. I'd rather be fat and happy than thin and miserable. And alrighty, flipping this around. This is going to look really cute once everything's all in here. This is nice. All right. Now I'm starting to catch way too much stuff in here. Okay, you guys go there. You wait there. Wait your turn. Okay, I'm going to go back to a red one again with a pink canvas. And then I think this is one where use a red one. I like to mix it up here. Let's see what's going on. I hear my dog chewing on a squeaky bone. Poor puppy. I love that dog very much. She has saved my life. But I don't like when she pees on my bed. Like, I don't know why she does it. I'm like, you went to the bathroom before I put you up here. Why are you doing that? I don't know if it's an aggression thing or she's just getting used to it. But so now, like, at nighttime, I have to wait down here until 10 o'clock. And then I can go upstairs. But I'm like, I am used to going upstairs at like 7. Watching TV in bed, kicking back, relaxing. And now that I have tonight off without a child, it might be kind of a nice thing to be able to sit back and watch something by myself tonight. I've started watching the WandaVision show on Disney. It's really good. I'm only 2 episodes in, so. But it's nice. I am a girl who likes Marvel stuff. Not typical, but you know what? I think there needs to be more women in the Marvel universe, and I think it's a great thing that it's happening. I am anxiously awaiting the Black Widow movie. Like, cannot wait for that. I know it got delayed. Well, COVID delayed everything, but that one, I might risk going to a movie theater to actually see that one when that comes out, but I like movies that show powerful female figures that don't need a man to rescue them, because I think that's a good image to be showing our girls of today that, you know, not every princess needs saving. That's why I like Frozen, because Elsa she's a freaking badass, man, and she can manage her own stuff. It's just nice. I like that. But it never hurts to also ask for help from people when you need it, regardless of if you're a guy or a girl. Nobody gets through this life without the help of others. Alrighty, come on, getting there, twisting. Getting these ribbons in here. Alright, so now I think I got some good ones. And once I get down to here, I'm going to show you, you can zoom in a bit more on exactly what I was doing here. I'll wait and do that one last in case I run out of certain ribbons. Let me see what to do now. Another pink with a little heart. Another pink and white canvas. I just love hot pink and white and black. I just think it looks really cool. All right, so I'll put a red one in here. This is going to be nice. Now, this wreath is not a custom order, so I'm going to be listing this in my Etsy shop. There are people who are still buying for Valentine's Day. It's not too late yet, but I am going to be moving on to St. Patty's Day, a big holiday in our household because it is not just my mother Patricia's birthday, but it is also my stepdaughter Mackenzie's birthday. So that's why it's always been an extra special holiday here. And hopefully it will be again this year, even though I know Mackenzie's going to go out and she's got some fun plans for this year. She turned 21 last year and kind of got screwed over thanks to COVID because she didn't really get much of a 21st birthday party. I mean, like, she got to hang with us. And, like, I know I'm totally super fun and all that, but I'm not. Yeah. So, you know, she wants to go hang with her friends. So that's going to be nice. She's going to just two friends. Not COVID safe, COVID conscious, you know, making sure that everything goes well. Okay, so then here, I'm going to use this one. I'm going to show you right here. So I'm opening this up. Let's come down here. There we go. It won't let me zoom in any further. So I'm opening these up, right? So you can see it's totally open. And then I'm going to take this pink one and the red and pink, or the pink and white canvas, putting in there, folding it in half, doing that. I'm also trying to pay attention to the orientation of the ribbons, the bows on the hearts, to make sure that I'm not putting it in where it looks upside down. So I've got that there. I might actually have to stand myself up so I can bend over and see. And there was one that I wanted to go back and put something in. I just wanted to make sure that I filled in my most visible areas first. It's kind of like, it's like when you're plucking your chin hairs, right? And you're like, we all do this. You know we all do this, ladies. Like, you get what's most visible first, and then you can kind of go around the side and kind of clean things up over there. But yeah. Like, I got a 5 o'clock shadow. I don't know. PCOS is a fun thing. Yeah, so I just gotta fix that up. So I think we're looking good here. There was one spot right here where I did not have a ribbon, so I want to put one in there. I'm going to go with the red and white with a red, and then I'm going to use a pink piece of jute because it doesn't have a little spot there. This helps to kind of fill in any spots that you have open between the different bows that we've put in there. I've not done a lot of these 3-bow wreaths. They do take a lot of ribbon, but I think they look cute. So, all right. I have other picks and things that I could put in the wreath, so I'm going to hold this up here and let's take a look at what does our finished product look like so far right now. All right. See, I don't want to see the rope from the sign, so I will take that ribbon and kind of pull it through. And that way it kind of camouflages it a little bit. It's just like the little things like that that really can help make a difference. And I don't have anything else there, so I'm going to put this down. And then I do have some picks. I have something like this. Go back out. Sorry. Or I could end up putting something like this in here. Kind of add a nice little touch, which I may do. And I could probably just zip tie that right in. This one has, let me show you. This one has a metal base. So this metal stick here, it's different because most of the time it is done on wire wrapped with floral wire, and it might be stiff, but it's bendable, and you can also cut it with wire cutters. This I cannot. So I am going to have to grab my zip ties. Where my zip ties at? Come on, babies. Come on to mama. All right, I'll grab a couple. So I'm going in through the back, and I'm trying to find a nice cross section where the metal makes a T and where I can actually set this in. All right, and that is pretty much like right there. It's pulling nice and tight. All right, and that starts a nice place to start it, make it secure. But every time I put in a stem, I always want to zip tie it in at least 2 different spots, because if you accidentally grab it and pull on it, you don't want it to come out. So I'm going to try to find another place where I can add another zip tie, and I believe I found it. So that's the only negative about working with things that are on metallic or metal stems, is that it makes it not so great. When you're trying to position it, you might be a bit more limited, or, you know, if you've got something strong enough you want to cut it, you know, go for it. I'm weak. I'm a weak woman. So, you know. But then you'll see now I've done it in 2 spots, and then I can kind of adjust it and move things forward and bend it. And I think that looks nice there, like a cute little nesting of some hearts. So kind of play with that. And I do have another one I could eventually put in on another spot. I could kind of do something similar, like going this way, so it's kind of like here. I could put one over here. You know, different embellishments and different things you can do. And as a matter of fact, I think I probably am going to put this one over in here. Because again, I'm very into symmetry, and you know, when my first wreaths were being made, I was very everything had to be symmetrical, and something like this where it had an offset sign, oh, that would have driven me freaking nuts. But I guess over time you kind of learn to adjust, and you know, with anything else, you just got to get used to it. It's all about learning how to go outside of your comfort zone. I believe in going outside the comfort zone, unless that zone involves pants with an elastic waist. And then I do not believe in going outside of that comfort zone. Not in the least. No way. No thank you, ma'am. Let me see where this is. Yeah, this one ain't easy. I'm going to have to bend the metal on this one. Not quite sure how I'm going to get this one to attach in there, but I don't know. That is a stubborn little bugger. Oh, no, that's not going to work. That's not going to work. Okay. Well, I will work on that after this, but right now I'll show you, this is kind of what, you know, what our wreath ended up looking like. We make sure it's rounded on all sides. Our sign is there. Fluff it out. You can always bend your ribbon tails to make sure that the pattern always shows out. Doesn't come in, but that's why you work with wired ribbon. It listens to you. Unlike your children, wired ribbon will listen to you most of the time. You get your occasional ones that mouth back a little bit, but so anyway, this is kind of what we created. This is again a ruffle wreath. Oops, come off there. But I like how it turned out. I think it's pretty cute. Probably gonna list this one on Etsy. And there we go. So I will post pictures of this. I will have this video also uploaded to my YouTube channel. Got a channel under Sweet Aria Decor where I've been posting, I've got a big long video there on how to make one of these tomato cage trees. But if you want to subscribe to that channel, that would be fantastic. If you've got questions, things you want to see, whatnot. I welcome any and all feedback. I appreciate you guys spending your Friday nights with me. I appreciate it. And I just hope the rest of you guys have a good week and enjoy your weekend. And I'm going to go get me some cake for dinner. All right. Thanks. Bye-bye.